I'm not really hiding because I can learn that when people look at me, I look like I'm a pastor or a retired teacher or somebody's grandfather, and I'm Bill. And they'll talk to me and they tell me what they really think. And then they get introduced to this other guy, and it's Representative Brawley. And they say, well, what do you do in the House? And I said, well, I just finished my first term. I did pretty well, and I've been given a new assignment. The speaker came to me and he said, I got a tough one. Will you take it on? Because I've had several people leave, and I need somebody that'll really get in and learn it. And I said, what do you need, Tom? He says, I need you to take over chair of House Committee on Transportation. I said, okay, I'll do it. So I'm the new transportation chair. Now,
Good.
Because there's a couple other things I need to tell you. How I got into this. Because a few months ago in the short session, a member of the Speaker's staff called me into his office and said, we need your help. There's a bill being run for the benefit of the Lake Norman area about widening I-77. We're trying to create a new public-private partnership to get some lanes now rather than 20 years from now. And we got a bill and they're having some trouble with it. We need somebody to help run it. Will you help us? Yeah, I'll be happy to help the Speaker. You know, God never refuse to combat assignment. And I helped run the bill that'll authorize this and get it passed just a few months ago. Now Lewis is speaking well tonight. The DOT's not really driving. The legislature has said, we need these lanes now. You say you can't do this for a long time. This is a way to do it. Get it done. I will also tell you, people say, well, why do we just have HOV lanes all the time? Why can't they be sometimes? For the same reason, we got 2 lanes down the middle of Independence Boulevard that are empty almost all the time except for buses. Because the federal government said that's what you have to do, and if you don't do it their way, they take your road money. Why do we have HOV lanes, these bus lanes, and all these other things? Because the theory is to reduce air pollution. Yeah, I know. As I stop on Independence Boulevard, coming into town in 3 lanes of congested traffic, which is the same 3 lanes that we had before it was a freeway in the 1960s, there are 2 empty lanes in the middle, and every 5 minutes a bus, half full, goes inside. I will concede that I have said on more than one occasion, that just irritates me like crazy. Because if that were 2 reversible lanes, we would increase the carrying capacity by 60%. But the federal government will not let us do it. You ask Lewis, why can't he do this with these HOV lanes? Because the federal government will not let you do it.
Unless you're in Florida?
Or Colorado.
Or Colorado, yeah.
They have different rules at different times. I know you'll be shocked to hear that the bureaucrats change and there's no end to interesting ideas with which people come up with ways to do roads. What I really wish we did was we gave areas money. Say, here's your transportation money. If you want rail, build rail. If you want roads, build roads. But build what you need, not what you can get financed. You know, you heard tonight how much money suddenly appeared when you're talking about HOT lanes. That's because there's a lot of federal money. They'll say, oh, you're doing something to reduce air pollution and increase the carrying capacity and get people to carpool. We'll give you a lot of money to do that. You say, we've got a bunch of people in the South that drive themselves because they don't go to one place like they do up north. Everything is spread out. And you don't have a walkable city downtown, and we can't get them out of their cars, and the best way to reduce air pollution is give them enough lanes so they're not sitting there idling, waiting to go. Well, you can't do that because that's not how we do it. Now, it's just that way. Lewis has done the best job he can with the hand with which he's been dealt, both by the federal government and, yes, by the General Assembly. My initial impression to it was, my office was at 28, it was been at 18, it's been at 23, I live about a par 4 from the Union County line on Highway 74. So, trust me, I know all of those roads, and 77 north, as bad as it is not as bad as 74 coming in to get to 77. 77 is actually the better part of my commute, and they both are terrible. Now, how do you change this? I think it would take an act of the General Assembly, because we've authorized it and we've told them what to do, and they're doing what they told them, because they're good engineers and they're going to do the best job they can. Would we be open to being persuaded? Yes. But I do know that this didn't just walk in the door with nobody behind it. I'm not sure who backed the bill. It might have just been Mumpo. I understand that y'all are mad, but there'll be a lot more input from all sides. But my name is Bill Brawley. It's also listed as William. There are two. There's C. Robert Brawley. He's from Mooresville. And there's William Brawley from Mecklenburg. I'm the Mecklenburg guy. I've actually started meetings on transportation tomorrow with the Transportation Secretary. When I leave here tonight, I'm headed for Raleigh, so I'll not be hanging around for a lot of questions. But yes, send the emails, send the information. This is one of the many things we're going to be looking at. Now, there are a few things I will share with you I've already learned. Out of those gas taxes we've been collecting since 1987, billions of it went to things other than roads. No, I know. I know. And in fact, and some of it was crazy, but the problem is, it's gone. It's been spent. We can't get it back. When 485 was originally authorized, there was money there. A gentleman who, he's gone now, I won't mention his name, but he's from Cumberland County. His name was Tony Rand. Made a couple of changes. He said a thing about loop roads, and then he said we're going to equally fund all the loop roads. There was only one, it was 485, it was funded, and then all of a sudden had a loop road around Fayetteville. And the money got split. You can chime in any time, because I'm still learning this, and it's, as you probably know, there's a lot to learn. Now, part of the justification for that was this was a defense highway. Now, folks, I was stationed at Fort Bragg, and I'm going to tell you, when the 82nd Airborne goes to war, they do not drive. They go across the Pope Air Force Base, and they get on an airplane. That is what the airborne means. Second, the loop road does not have any exits for Afghanistan, Iraq, South America, or any of the other garden spots where the 82nd go. But those kind of things, yes, they have happened. Now, some folks say, well, the way the money's allocated isn't fair. You need to go change it. Okay, great. I'll go change it. There's only one problem. There's 119 other guys in the House of Representatives, 50 in the Senate. And we were actually doing the numbers. Of this 120 in the House, 59 are in groups that right now will be hurt if we change the allocation program. So what I'm telling you is, we're going to have to vote to do that. So we may have to deal with the best that we can do on a go-forward basis. Will we look for other ways to raise money for roads? Yes. Will we try to simplify things? Yes. We talk about the environmental problems that you would have with the causeway over Lake Norman. I swear to you what I'm about to tell you is true. A permit was approved to allow Charlotte-Mecklenburg Utilities to take 25 million gallons of water a day out of the Catawba River Basin and allow people to drink it in the Yadkin River Basin who are on a septic tank, not a pumped sewer system to bring it back into the Catawba Basin. A condition of this permit being activated was the approval of an environmental assessment, not an environmental impact statement, you understand, but an environmental assessment. This was approved again in 2002. I'm currently trying to get the Department of Environment and Natural Resources to complete an approved environmental assessment and permit Charlotte-Mecklenburg Utilities to deliver clean drinking water in the Yadkin Basin in Menhill and Matthews 11 years later. Now guys, this isn't radioactive waste, this is drinking. But think about it, when we got a permit to give a first grader clean water from a utility over well water, that first grader will graduate from high school this year and go off to college and never have got that clean water. These projects are incredibly difficult to do with regulations in place. We need to go after regulations and simplify. We need to find ways of funding roads. We need to make sure the money that is paid for roads goes just for roads. And we do need to be open. Now, I will tell you, I pushed to get that bill passed. I did a pretty good job of arguing for it, and I will tell you why. Because I honestly believe, in my heart of hearts, that if we had to wait for general loans, I would not be alive when they were built. And I would at least be able to use the HOT lane if I want to, or maybe have some space for the other. Some people, okay, I understand. And there's differences of opinions there. All I would ask you is to understand, or give me this credit. Assume that I'm dealing with you in good faith, as I assume you're dealing with me in good faith, and we will continue to work. There is a gentleman in this county who once gave me a compliment. Well, he gave me two compliments. I've got two compliments I'll quote. One was Jim Guston. He said, Bill tells you the truth, even when Bill doesn't want to say it, and I don't want to hear it. So I will never deliberately mislead you. The second thing is, I try to keep an open mind until I close it around the truth. Now, okay, y'all raise some questions tonight. I'm not saying I completely buy everything you put up there, because I couldn't follow all enough. But you got some questions, so I'll give you that. So I'll look at it. I'm open to you. You can get my email off the website. There are two numbers listed. The local number is really the number that I answer. Please don't call after 9 p.m. Seriously. And the office number will be answered, usually by a real life human being, and my email's packed. But I will pay attention to it, and I promise you other people will as well. And I will talk about what I heard tonight when I am in the Speaker's office tomorrow with the new Secretary of Transportation and the other three transportation chairs. More than that tonight, I cannot promise. But it's a start. I promise to listen and give you as fair a hearing as I can.
Appreciate that, Bill.